time is something that's always fascinated me because I could never quite get my mind around it. And this quote that I just read of Nietzsche has actually got me thinking about it even more, and I don't have it, but I'm sure you could look it up. What he was talking about was that we experience time in frames, almost like a film is divided up into frames, and cause and effect has to do with the previous frame being the cause and the following frame being the effect. When in reality time can be divided into smaller and smaller units infinitely, and really the only limitation is our instruments or our perception of time. And so I guess in light of this, I got to thinking, cause and effect doesn't exactly exist the way we understand it when you think about it in terms of being divided into smaller and smaller units of time, until the whole argument for time just becomes I can't think of a good word. It just becomes useless because the units are so small that they're practically non-existent. So really, time is not a series of frames, unless you want to argue that time does exist because we experience it, and reality is only what we experience. So I suppose this is idealism, the philosophy of idealism, meaning that reality exists because we're here to experience it, and reality exists in our minds, pretty much, through interpretation. So either time exists or it doesn't. If you're an idealist, time I suppose does exist, even Newtonian time. Newtonian time being the timeline type of thing, where one event comes after the other, and then another one follows that, and another one follows that. So, I mean, I heard a little bit about Einsteinian space-time, but if somebody can explain it, then that would be great. I'm probably going to look it up, though, after I'm done making this. Probably should have done it before. But, so what do you think about time? Do you think that it exists intuitively, or in terms of physics? Do you think that time exists? That's my question for you. And, seems like I was going to talk about something else. I guess I wanted to sort of respond to things that have been annoying me on YouTube. First of all, before the Myers-Briggs personality test, like I say, I don't think that any personality test could really classify anyone, but it can sort of reduce behaviors into a predictable pattern. And I feel like INTP really describes me well, and I'm kind of tired of people telling me, no, you're not an INTP, you're an INFP, or you're definitely a feeling type though, because you're a girl. No, I'm not. I'm definitely INTP. I've read all the descriptions. I use rationality to justify emotions. I think that emotions are inextricable from rationality because they're what we're after. I mean, happiness is what we're after. We're not after pure rationality. Where is the goal in pure rationality? Rationality is a tool to find consistent happiness. But I digress. My point is, I'm not INFP. Thanks for telling me what I am, but no, I'm not. The other thing is, I understand that I ramble on about things for a long time, and I could definitely understand how that would be boring. I don't know if I would listen to my videos if I were someone else, but I appreciate you listening to me. But if you think I'm boring, then don't listen to me. I mean, it's pretty simple. I wanted to say just a little bit more about free will, and I guess take a stab at soft determinism, because I think that when people talk about free will, they use sort of different terms to describe the concept itself, and I think that a lot of confusion arises from this. And I think some people define free will as being uncaused, and some people define free will as wanting to do something and then doing it. And there's definitely a difference. To say that our actions are uncaused is kind of ridiculous and irrational, because doesn't it strike you as sort of creepy that we could be doing things, but the source of our decisions is nowhere, or it's metaphysical, or it doesn't exist? Neuroscience has shown us that the processes of the brain can be studied, and I mean, we don't fully understand how the brain works, but we're getting there. We're interpreting the physical phenomena the best we can, and we have shown that behavior is definitely linked to cognitive processes. And so free will can't be uncaused, and I'd really like to hear an argument for how it can be uncaused. But basically, consciousness is I don't see how it can be metaphysical. So, with that in mind, we can still make decisions. We're still conscious. We're still experiencing life. And consciousness can't yet be dissected or reproduced in any manner. Consciousness being the actual experience of being conscious and being alive. And we don't even know that the people we talk to on the street are conscious. We can only experience our own consciousness. So what I'm getting at is that we're conscious when we make decisions, and in that way we do have free will. Even though all the processes of our brains are caused by the environment and by the brain acting upon itself, and just the basic biological setup of our bodies interacting with our brains. Even though it's all caused, this doesn't devalue the human experience. So that's the view that I basically agree with. And I'm going to stop beating that dead horse now, the whole free will thing. But that's what I wanted to say about that. And I think that's it. So, happy holidays.